Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Truth rising up underneath Wayne Manor, somewhere in the outskirts of Gotham City. Oh, man. So every day in the news, there's something about, Putin's out of control, and he's going to steamroll through Ukraine. I've already done a video on this. We've backed Nazis, neo-Nazis in the Ukraine. And even the Ukrainian president said, the West is making us all nervous here, right? And you only see this headline about the Russian point of view, right? Vladimir Putin says the West has ignored Russia's key concerns over the Ukraine. This came out today, right? This was in CNN. But I had to go to Russia TV to see Putin actually say it. They just talk like he's just this nutbag in his bunker, just screaming orders. And we have no choice. That's always the American thing. We have no choice. Why can't we ever see? I never see him on American TV.
So discussed and exchanged opinions regarding Russian proposals given to the US and NATO about giving long-term security guarantees to Russia. And I would like to say that we analyze the response given in writing by the US on 26th of January, but now it's already clear, and I said that to Mr. Prime Minister, that Russian concerns were basically ignored. We didn't see an adequate response to our key concerns: non-expansion of NATO, the refusal to deploy offensive weapons next to the Russian borders, and bringing back the military infrastructure of the alliance to the status quo of 1997 when the Russian-NATO treaty was signed. And by ignoring our concerns, the United States and NATO in general are referring to the rights of the states to freely choose ways to ensure one's security.
Why isn't that on CNN or MSNBC or Fox or ABC? Why do I have to go to Russia TV to see that? That guy sounds kind of reasonable. I don't know. Maybe he's not, but look at how it's presented to us in the West. Oh, Putin's his troops are stacking up against the Ukraine border. Well, he doesn't want NATO troops on his border. I mean, I've shown you this map numerous times, but I'll show it to you again. This is like all over. This explains there. Look at that. This is Russia. So we have bases in Kazakhstan, right? Turkey, right here, Turkey, right on the border. Here's Ukraine. And then all throughout Western Europe. He doesn't want more bases right on his border. Can you blame him? I mean, the audacity for us to say this. He has his troops on Russian soil. And we're like, oh, he's stirring up the pot in the Ukraine. What we're trying to do is to get a pro-American government in here so that we can put more bases on Russia's border. And he's been very clear. I don't want this. Tell me you're not going to put NATO troops in Ukraine and I'll back off. And we just act like he didn't say it. Oh, Putin's out of control again. Who's out of control? Again, I always say this. Imagine if this was a map of the United States and these were all Russian flags and Russian bases in Mexico and Canada and the Caribbean. We would go bananas. And all he's asking for is, I don't want this on my... And then we partner with Nazis in the Ukraine? And what are the Democrats doing? Pushing for war. I showed you this the other day. Democrats are rushing through a massive Ukraine defense bill. The House of Representatives looking to skip markup and hold a floor vote as soon as next week. So they want to do that this week, a floor vote. Kind of like force the vote. So forcing the vote for Medicare for all, that's so crazy. Jimmy's nuts and everyone's too angry and it's performative. But AOC, the squad, the Democratic caucus, the Progressive Caucus within the Democratic Party, they're okay with, and I showed you this video. We want to give $500 million to the Ukraine, and we want to we've already trying to send weapons. The UK is sending weapons over there. We want to put troops on the ground there. We want that so badly. We want to stir this up. The defense contractors are like, let's get troops over there. We'll start a firefight. We'll even shoot one of our own guys. I don't trust our Defense Department at all. So what? And again, another big distraction. Gas prices are like over $5 if you're in California. Inflation is through the roof. I just went to Costco. Everything was more expensive. I haven't been there in probably a month or so. I usually go about once a month, and it was up from the last time I was there. And some of the stuff, I buy in bulk, so I haven't bought it in 2-3 months. Unreal. The prices have all gone up. Why aren't we talking about how Biden the one thing I thought when Trump lost was like, well, at least Biden will handle COVID correctly. No, he's not. He hasn't done a better job. Joe Biden has signed more drilling permits than Trump did in his first year. There's still kids in cages. We're still letting the Saudis blow the shit out of innocent people in Yemen. We're fine with that war. So if we're all worried about Russia now, no one's going to be, hey, Biden, you suck. You're not as good. You said, this is the thing. Ice Cube. Remember when Ice Cube was like, okay, let's say Trump's gone. Now what? That was Biden's whole campaign. I'm better than Trump will be gone. What has he done? Build back better? Is anything built in your community? Is anything happening? Where is it? So they got to push for war. Why do they push for war? Defense top 20 recipients from 2020. Again, I went to opensecrets.org. Who got the top money in 2020, the last election year, from the defense industry? Look at that. Joe Biden, $3.1 million. Trump, $2.7. They hedged their bets. Bernie Sanders, $837,000. Bernie. Nice, Bernie. Way to go. Kay Granger from the House, $565. David Perdue, John Ossoff, Kelly Loeffler, Jamie Harrison. I mean, it's Democrats and Republicans, and Bernie the Independent. When you give $3.1 million to Joe Biden, Joe, that's, hey, Joe, we helped you get elected. You need to make sure that we don't even need a full-on war, but we just need the illusion that we need to ramp up when you spend more money. Look, Putin's got 100,000 troops on the Ukraine border. We got to spend more money. Just the fear enough. Anybody ask how are we going to pay for it? Anyone ask how we're going to pay for this $500 million to the Ukraine that Nancy Pelosi wants to push through the floor vote? Did anybody ask when Joe Biden was given $778 billion for the war budget? Anybody ask how we're going to pay for that? No, they're all paid to not ask that question. And they buy ad time on the networks, so nobody on the networks is going to say, hey, why are we spending money on this? You and I can't get free health care. You've got student debt, or you can't even send your kids to college, or maybe you want to go to college right now, but you don't have the money and can't afford the debt. But boy, we got money for another dumb war somewhere. Here are more of the parasites that are paid off. Elizabeth Warren, of course she is. Mark Kelly, Raphael Warnock, Jack Reed, Adam Smith. Look at all these Republicans. And these are all Democrats, and these are Republicans. Ken Calvert, Lindsey Graham, Pete Buttigieg. Oh, really? Pistol Pete got some money? Identity politics nonsense. And I've already showed you this, but let's see it again. So are we backing the freedom fighters in Ukraine that are just oppressed by big bad Putin? No, we're supporting neo-Nazis, and the CIA has been doing it for years. CIA may be breeding Nazi terror in the Ukraine. The CIA has been secretly training anti-Russian groups in Ukraine since 2015. Everything we know points to the likelihood that includes neo-Nazis inspiring far-right terrorists across the world. So your tax dollars that help fund the CIA is funding neo-Nazis. Isn't that great? Americans' collusion with neo-Nazis. Neo-fascists play an important official or tolerated role in U.S.-backed Ukraine. This is from 2018. I mean, I've shown you, photos of Biden and John McCain and all these people meeting with Ukrainian generals and stuff that were flat out neo-Nazis back when Obama was in office. Right? There it is, kids. All in black and white. It's another great distraction. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth. Very simple. Go to Open Secrets. Who stands to profit from this? The defense industry. A new Cold War is great for them. It's great for them. The peak of global defense spending was 1980, which was the peak of the Cold War. The Soviet Union collapsed in, 89 or 90? And 2000, we had the lowest global defense spending. And then 9/11 happened. Trillions of dollars meant we just spent $3.5 trillion in Afghanistan for 20 years. All that money could go to help all of you, all of your kids, your neighborhoods, see anything, a pothole, not good school books, whatever. Library needs some new playground. You could use anything that would benefit society. Never-ending war doesn't benefit society. It only benefits defense contractors. Right? So don't fall for it. It's another smoke and mirrors. Just so the defense industry can make a bunch of money. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth. Shave your knuckles for justice. Boom. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. We are still in our 9th month of demonetization from YouTube. So support what we're doing at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. It's free to sign up, and there's a premium level at $10 a month. And for that, you get everybody on the platform's premium content. Myself, Lee Camp, Ron Placone, Jimmy Dore, Whitney Webb, Kim Iverson, Abby Martin, and many, many others. You can also support what we're doing at Venmo at Graham-Elwood. And go to GrahamElwood.com. We have a PayPal button and a P.O. box. I also have crypto wallets, which are all in the show notes. Thanks for supporting what we do.